Speaking of Detroit, Tobias Harris, ladies and gentlemen, Tobias Harris had 13 rebounds in this game. 13 rebounds in this game. 15 points and 13 rebounds. The amount of times Tobias Harris recorded 13 or more rebounds in a playoff game as a 76er over the course of 6 years, he had 0. He just did something in his second Detroit Pistons playoff game that he did not do in a 76ers uniform for 6 seasons. And the answer to why? Culture, the message from the top, coaching, motivation, like all of that is involved in player motivation, right? When they like where they are, when they feel the camaraderie, when they feel like they're a part of something, when they feel like they're contributing to something that can be special, when they feel like they're an important part of what's happening, they're motivated to go out there and try their hardest to help the team win. We've witnessed Tobias Harris in Philly show on the court so many times that he doesn't really care if they win or not. He clearly cares more about the Detroit Pistons winning a playoff series right now than he ever cared about the 76ers winning a playoff series. And there's something there. There's something there about culture, connection, passion, how he feels about the Detroit Pistons organization. There's something there, some kind of connection with the city, the team, the organization, the front office. There's something there that has Tobias Harris caring more about playing for the Detroit Pistons. He came to Philly and he did not really care if they won or lost. That's what seems to be missing in the 76ers organization. And we can say the same thing about Paul George. I don't know if Paul George ever cared, really, because he didn't seem like he cared in LA either. Maybe he cared in Indiana back in the earlier parts of his career. But these players come to Philly, they get paid, and they don't care about winning. And then we all attack the players' mentality. We all call, and I did it. I fell victim to this. I fell victim to being a hater. Because the on the surface level of emotional reaction is this guy is soft and this guy plays soft and this guy can't do it, doesn't have it, and doesn't care. But now you're seeing, why doesn't this player care? Because then you go see him play for another team. And I'm not saying he's an amazing talent. I'm not saying he was ever worth that max contract or anything like that. But the rebounding equals effort. It's flat out effort. And when he has 13 rebounds in his second Detroit Pistons playoff game, and he never had a playoff game for the Sixers with 13 or more rebounds in 6 years, there's clearly something with the culture and the whole vibe of the team, the organization, and everything that just does not exist in Philadelphia. It doesn't exist in the Sixers organization. Less pressure. Nobody cared about the Pistons this year. Same thing when he was playing great on the Clippers. I'm talking about something he did in a playoff game with national basketball fans watching. I'm not talking about his point per game average or something in the regular season. I'm talking about his relentless effort in a playoff game. There's way more pressure in a playoff game. So Tobias Harris is proving that the Sixers organization lacks culture and a real message and a real vibe that makes the players want to go out there and play hard. Who's to blame for 76ers culture? I think it starts with ownership, man. I think it starts with ownership. There doesn't seem to ever be a real connection. I think there's a disconnection with ownership. I think that, a lot of your intentions in life will bleed through other things, right? And like if an owner purchases a basketball team and doesn't actually care, it's going to be blatantly obvious that he doesn't actually care. You can't hide things like that. It's all of your decisions, like it's all going to start to be evident that you don't really care. And so over the course of whenever Josh Harris and those guys bought the team in 2011, started the process or whatever, like if you look back on the whole thing, it's definitely just a couple of rich guys purchased something and just threw a bunch of ideas at a wall with no real idea of what they were doing or what they were trying to accomplish. I mean, what they were trying to accomplish was to make a profit, and they did that massively. They bought the team for $500 million. It's now worth $4 billion. And that's a win-win situation if you had that money, because the NBA TV deals every year kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. They basically capitalized on a NBA TV deal boom. You know what I mean? It's like buying apartment buildings in a low-income section of a neighborhood, knowing that the value is about to rise, or buying houses when the market is crashing, knowing that the market's about to spike, right? That's all they did. They bought the team because they knew the NBA TV deals and the NBA's overall popularity was going to keep spiking and spiking and spiking. And so you don't have to win to make money on that. You just buy the team and the value continues to go up. They also did a good job of at least selling hope to a fan base. That's really all you have to do. If there's a losing franchise, all you have to do is sell hope to the desperate fan base because they want to win so bad. They hadn't won for so many years. The 76ers ownership did a good job of at least giving the illusion that we are building a solid team full of young stars who are going to eventually be a great team in this league. And the fan base bought it hook, line, and sinker. As soon as they drafted Ben Simmons, ticket prices went through the roof. They knew exactly what they were doing. But what I'm saying is they never actually cared about the end product. They never actually cared about winning. They never actually cared about delivering that promise to the fan base. All they had to do was sell the hope, and they did that. Which is why now you have to sell the team, right? Because if you wanted longevity, you would have cared more about actually delivering the product to the fan base. But if you're in it just to make a profit and flip it, then you just sell hope. You don't have to actually win. So now they have to sell the team because the fan base is out on this ownership. You've lost the trust. Nobody trusts you anymore. So please, for the love of God, sell the team. Yeah, that's my take on that. What else?